What's up guys, my name is Ace, and today I'm going to be going over the most recent patch that we got for Infinite Warfare. This was actually a few days ago, so I am a little bit late on this. Hope you guys don't mind that. And I know for a lot of you guys, you've already seen this, so if you have, no worries, you don't have to watch this. If you guys are interested in seeing the full patch notes, I will leave a link down in the description below, and you can check that out for yourself. But today, we're just going to be going over the highlights of this most recent patch. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so first up with this patch, we got a bunch of changes made to the payloads, and mainly the abilities. Not so much the weapons, but mainly the abilities have been nerfed. Starting it off, phase shift got nerfed. It now takes 90 seconds to charge phase shift, and it used to be 60 seconds, so it takes a little bit longer to earn your phase shift, and exactly the same thing happened to rewind. It was 60 seconds, now it takes 90 seconds to charge that. As for overdrive, that one also got nerfed just a little bit, not quite as much. It used to be 70 seconds to charge up overdrive. Now it's going to take you a total of 90 seconds, so it takes a bit longer to earn that as well. The gravity vortex gun has actually been buffed as far as its earn rate. It used to take 310 seconds to charge, but now it only takes 290 seconds. Not a significant buff in my opinion, but at the same time, it makes it a little bit more viable. As for reactive armor, the health that reactive armor gave you, or the bonus health that it gave you, used to be 133 HP, but now that's been reduced to 114 HP, which is a noticeable nerf. That means it's generally going to take one less bullet to kill a reactive armor user. And in addition to this, the duration that reactive armor lasts has been reduced from 9 seconds down to 7 seconds. So that's a pretty big nerf overall to reactive armor. It's a lot less powerful than it used to be, although I would still say it's a solid payload to use. Moving on to active camo, this one also caught a little bit of a nerf, but just to its duration. It used to last for a total of 10 seconds, which was a really long time in my opinion. There was a few times I remember seeing people go into active camo, and I would just like take cover from them, and it's like, okay, they had to have run out of their active camo by now. So I'm going to go out and challenge them, and it turns out they were still camoed and they killed me. So it used to be 10 seconds, but now active camo only lasts for 7 seconds, and I think that was a good change overall. I feel like active camo was an extremely powerful payload, and this just brings it down a little bit to the level of the other ones. And then finally, Pulsar was also nerfed. It now takes 150 seconds to charge, whereas it used to take only 120 seconds, so that's actually a pretty significant nerf right there. And also the amount of time that your enemies will be marked when you use Pulsar has been reduced from 6 seconds down to 5 seconds. So that's it for the payloads. Overall, I would say these are generally good changes that are going to make the other payloads a little bit more attractive, because I feel like people tend to use a lot of the same payloads over and over again because there's really not much reason to use the other ones. But now, with that nerf to some of these, I think it's going to push people to use some of the other ones a little bit more often. As for weapons, we got a bunch of changes made to weapons. A bunch of them were just made to specific variants, but there are a couple other changes that were made to like overall weapons. And the first one here is the Hailstorm Pistol. With this one, they decreased the fire time between bursts, and they also gave it a slight increase to its damage range. I was really surprised to see this. I've always thought of the Hailstorm as a very powerful secondary. I remember when I was going for the I have no idea what I'm doing calling card challenge and I was unlocking attachments for this. This gun was doing very, very well. I was one-bursting people like crazy. And I didn't think it needed a buff, but hey, they did buff it. So now this is even more powerful, so yeah, the Hailstorm. Faster fire rate as well as increased damage range. Next up, we've got the DCM-8, or the Decimate as I like to call it. This got a slight increase to its damage as well as its damage range, which I think is a good change overall for this. This shotgun before the patch, I feel like it was just underperforming. It was very, very weak. I found I was consistently losing to assault rifles and SMGs up close, but now hopefully this will make it feel a little bit better. I haven't had a chance to use it yet since the patch, but I'll definitely be giving it another go. Next up, the Siren variant of the Banshee, which is the one that gives you that shockwave weapon perk. That perk has been updated, so now you also get improved damage while you're sliding. It used to just cause hearing loss when you damage an enemy, but now you also get that increased damage while sliding, so a little bit of a buff there. Next up, the Osiris variant of the EBR-800. Its Hunter-Killer perk got updated, so now you also get no sniper glint while aiming down sight. And this is actually a pretty big buff, because that sniper glint is very, very noticeable. Moving on to the Kendall 44 Cartel, they changed its second weapon perk from Steady to Stability. So it used to give you reduced hip spread, but now it gives you reduced view kicks, so you won't get as much recoil when you're firing the gun. As for the DMR-1 Spectacle, the Epic variant, with this one the reflex weapon perk was changed a little bit, and now you aim down sight a little bit faster while using the Spectacle, and I think that's an excellent change because I felt like that gun was quite underwhelming for an Epic variant. As for the Rack 9 Smoothbore, this is the change that I like the most out of this whole patch. The Rack 9 Smoothbore now is a one-shot kill if you hit them in the lower torso, mid-torso, upper torso, and upper arms, and headshot, of course, as well. It used to be that out to 15 meters, you had to hit them only in the upper torso or head to get a one-shot kill on a full health enemy, and that made it very difficult to use, and it turned a lot of people away from that shotgun, because they could hit them in the shoulder or something and get a hit marker, and it felt like they were well within the effective range, and it just didn't work. Now, it's a lot more forgiving. It's still not quite the same as the Argus from Black Ops 3, because with the Argus in Black Ops 3, you could shoot them in the toe at 15 meters and get a one-shot kill. That's not the case with the Smoothbore, and it's still not the case with the Smoothbore. As long as you're hitting them in the upper body, you're going to be getting that one-shot kill now out to 15 meters, and this makes the Smoothbore much, much more viable than it used to be. So if you happen to have the Rack 9 Smoothbore and you kind of put it away because it wasn't performing well for you, try it out again and make sure you're just hitting them in the upper body. You'll probably notice that this gun is significantly more powerful than it used to be. Moving on to the next big change that a lot of people are actually complaining about quite a bit, and I could see a reason for some of the complaints. The Mauler Mammoth got a pretty noticeable nerf. Apparently they just completely destroyed this gun. I don't have it, so I can't really test that myself, but I've been hearing lots of reports of the Mammoth being essentially useless now. With the Mammoth, you now get slower aim down sight time, as well as reduced movement speed. I'm not too sure how I feel about this. Like I said, I don't have the Mammoth, so I couldn't tell you really before if it was too powerful or if I felt it was too powerful, and now I can't test it. I can't test the whole before-after sort of thing with the Mammoth. But overall, I'd like to know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. If you happen to have the Mauler Mammoth, and if you've used it since this patch, what do you think of the Mammoth now? Did they completely destroy it, or is it still a usable variant? After the Mammoth, the MacTav also got a nerf, and I wasn't too surprised to see this. Since the SMGs got that target assist buff in the previous patch, the MacTav was basically like a high mobility NV4. It's got a great 4-shot kill range, now it has a great target assist range, it's got fast sprint out times, good aim down sight times as well. The MacTav was very, very powerful after that patch. And I found I was able to pick people off across the map very effectively with the MacTav, and that's not really what this gun should be designed to do with that high mobility and everything like that. So I'm not too surprised that they toned down the accuracy of this a little bit, and I have used it quite a bit since the patch, and I would say it's still a very, very solid SMG. They didn't destroy this gun by any means. It's just more difficult now to try and pick those guys off across the map, as it should be with an SMG in my opinion. So the MacTav is still a solid gun, but it did get nerfed a little bit. So finally, for weapon balancing, the M1 got slightly decreased return speed when firing while aimed down sight. And basically what this means is when you fire a shot, your gun kicks up, and then it returns back to center. That center speed has been reduced, meaning it doesn't come back to center as fast. So if you're firing really, really quickly, it's going to stack that recoil upwards, and you're going to end up way off target. So you want to be slowing down your shots a little bit more if you're trying to pick people off at a distance, and it's just a slight nerf to the M1 as far as I can tell. So there we have it. Like I said, there's a bunch of other little changes that have been made, and I will leave a link to the patch notes in the description below if you're interested in checking them out. A lot of them are just like bug fixes and stuff like that, so not really like video-worthy stuff to be mentioning, because it doesn't affect like game-to-game sort of performance or anything along those lines. I'd like to know in the comment section below, what do you guys think of these overall changes? Generally, for me at least, I think these were all really good changes. I'm not disappointed really by any of them. Although, like I said, the Mauler Mammoth, I'm unsure about that one, but everything else, it's like if it needed a buff, it got a buff. And if it needed a bit of a nerf, it got a bit of a nerf without completely destroying it, in my opinion. So please let me know in the comment section below what you guys think of this patch. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.